You say you're sorry once again, dear, and you want me to take you back once more. You say you need a helping hand, dear, but that's what you told me once before. Walk softly on this heart of mine, love. Don't treat it mean and so unkind. Let it rest in peace and quiet love. Walk softly on this heart of mine. I know someday you'll find a new love, and I feel your heart has turned to stone. But please let me down real easy, 'cause loneliness moves in as you move on. Walk softly on this heart of mine, love. Don't treat it mean and so unkind. Let it rest in peace and quiet love. Walk softly on this heart of mine. Someday you'll find a new love, and I feel your heart has turned to stone. But please let me down real easy, 'cause loneliness moves in as you move on. Walk softly on this heart of mine, love. Treat it mean and so unkind. Let it rest in peace and quiet love. Walk softly on this heart of mine. Walk softly on this heart of mine. Thank you so much. I was born in the mountains of Western Carolina. take me back to when I was just a boy. Mom and Dad gave us love and filled our lives with joy. Grandpa preached the Bible and taught us right from wrong. Grandma taught us laughter and sang a gospel song. I was born in the mountains of Western Carolina. Memories of yesterday still wander through my mind. I see the rolling fields and the peace out to the bone, where the white oak and the hemlock still share the black water bottom. Smokies and the Blue Ridge stand tall against the sky. Stream so clear with laurel banks, the stars in the night. Echoes of the hounds sound sweetly to my ear. The road is long, I'm almost home, sun's rising as I near. I was born in the mountains of Western Carolina. Memories of yesterday still wander through my mind. I see the rolling fields and the peaks out to the bone, where the white oak and the hemlock still share the black water bottom. Shadows of the past linger to this day. Times of lessons learned guide me on my way. The river runs along the place I treasure in my heart. I'm gone so long, I'm going home, never more to part. I was born in the mountains of Western Carolina. Memories of yesterday still wander through my mind. I see the rolling fields and the peaks out to the bone, where the white oak and the hemlock still share the black water bottom. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. We had hoped to have a copy of our new recording here tonight, but life got in the way. So you know how things happen, and everybody's working, and we're all trying to get this thing done. So we are going to do a lot of songs from that record tonight, but here's one from that record about a friend of ours named Phil Brown. Phil passed away in 2011. He was 56 years old, and he was the kind of guy, he never went to the doctor. And by the time he went to the doctor, it was too late. But Phil was a really cool guy. We just loved the way he lived his life. He was a professional bird carver. That's what he did for a living. He worked every day. He said, I go to work just like you, Tom. He was very regimented, because if I worked at my house carving birds, I'd have to watch Rachel Ray before I went to work. So at least Beavis and Butthead or something like that. But anyway, Phil just had a great life there up in Swananoa where he lived. And he wasn't a flashy guy. He was real quiet. He was real laid back. And I remember one time, I knew a lady that wanted someone to come do a carving demonstration. And I said, well, I know a guy, he'll do it. And she wanted me to do it, but I'm not on the level that Phil is or was. And so I said, well, I'll go do it too. But I called Phil and I said, this lady wants you to come carve. All you got to do is sit there for 3 hours and carve, and she's going to pay you $125. He said, nope, I ain't doing that. And he would not go out in public and sit and carve. So he was just real unassuming. But anyway, loved the way he lived his life, and that's one we call Mountain Man's Dream. I'll tell you about a man by the name of Phil Brown, who left this world way before his time. Genuine mountain man who did things his his own way, and I'm proud to say he was a friend of mine. Oh, he was blessed with a special life, children, grandbabies too, and a faithful, loving wife. A little scrappy dog at his feet and many good friends. Phil sure was loved right up till the end, but he never punched no time clock, answered to no boss man. Lived up in the holler, made his living with his hands. Just the way he wanted it, a simple life indeed, living that mountain man's dream. He made a decent living carving songbirds. His work is known far and wide. He'd sharpen up his carving tools and work hard all week with sturdy hands and steady eyes. And he loved bluegrass music, and on Saturday night he'd be the first one to the Swannanoa Jam. Nothing he loved better than taking his D18 to pick and sing with family and friends. But he never punched no time clock, answered to no boss man. Lived up in the holler, made his living with his hand. Just the way he wanted it, a simple life indeed, living that mountain man's dream. All he ever wanted was everything he had, and he loved living life on his own terms. Didn't want fame or fortune, didn't want the spotlight, and never had a dollar he didn't earn. And he never punched no time clock, answered to no boss man. Lived up in the holler, made his living with his hand. Just the way he wanted it, a simple life indeed, living that mountain man's dream. He was living that mountain man's dream. Thank you. All right, thank you so much. Here's this old boy went to the doctor, and he went in there, and his doctor came in and checked him, and doctor's looking at him, and he said, "Son, you're going to have to quit picking your nose." And he said, "Why's that, Doc?" And he said, "'Cause I'm trying to examine you." Oh, boy. Oh, Lordy. Not medical advice, it's just stop doing that. It's nasty. This next song is a new one that's going to be on our new CD, and it's about a story I heard a few years ago about a guy who was convicted to hang out in the Old West, and this little town he was in was a real small little place, and they really wanted to hang him, but there's one problem: they didn't have a gallows, so they made him sit in jail and listen to the work being done outside while he. And there's more to the story, but I'll tell you after the set. The judge said, "Son, you've wasted your life." With the bang of his gavel, he sentenced me to die. Said, "We don't have a gallows, but in such time one will be built for you to pay for your crime." I sit here alone in this dark little cell, hearing those men outside driving those nails, my head in my hand. How long will it be before the hangman comes around calling for me? I wake up every morning when the hammers begin. Open my eyes and then close them again. I think of them working on a house or a barn or some other building that does no harm. I sit here alone in this dark little cell, hearing those men outside driving those nails, my head in my hand. How long will it be before the hangman comes around calling for me? Every pull of the saw and each hammer strike is one board closer to ending my life. The hammer's like a clock ticking away the hours and the minutes till my final day. I sit here alone in this dark little cell, hearing those men outside driving those nails, my head in my hand. How long will it be before the hangman comes around calling for me? Thank you so much. You see, is there an entourage from Tumbling Waters Campground here today? Woo! That's my home away from home right there. All right, we're going to do another original tune written by a friend of ours over in originally from McDowell County, but he lives in Buncombe County now. A fellow by the name of Josh Gibbs, and he wrote this song about his ancestors over in McDowell County. One called Mountains Free. In the mountains, living in the mountains, free. When I was a little bitty boy, Mama said to me, son, you're gonna cry just a little, but in the mountains you will be. In the mountains, living in the mountains free. Oh, in the mountains, living in the mountains free. age of 12, Papa said to me, son, hitch up our old mule and plow a furrow to the sea. From the mountains, from the mountains, from the mountains to the sea. Oh, from the mountains, from the mountains, from the mountains to the sea. With a family, wife, my love, she said to me, gonna cry when the children leave. Leave the mountains, leave the mountains, leave the mountains free. Oh, leave the mountains, leave the mountains, leave the mountains free. Father said to me, son, you'll never have to cry no more, and you'll never have to leave. Leave the mountains, leave the mountains, leave the mountains free. Oh, leave the mountains, leave the mountains, you'll be buried in the mountains free. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. I'm going to introduce our banjo player, otherwise known as a banjo picker. I've known George. That's George Buckner over there on the banjo. Known George a long, long time. He's a legend in the car restoration world over there in Buncombe County. You restored a car for Earl Scruggs, didn't you, George? You painted one for him? He painted a car for Earl Scruggs, so that's pretty cool. He's probably going to kick me when we get out of here because George Buckner on the banjo. Y'all give him a hand. We're going to do a little instrumental version of John Hardy. Wagner on the banjo. Here's a song off a record from 2013, and this is about a boy who was killed in Iraq in 2006, and he's buried in a little family cemetery just across this rolling hill from my house. And I live there where I grew up, and ever since I was a little boy, I can remember that cemetery being there. And then one day it was in the news that Kenny Hess got killed in Iraq, and then all of a sudden it's right there in my, not in my backyard, but just across the field from my house. There he's buried. And his family put up a flagpole for him, and we wanted to honor this young man and his family, so here's a song about Kenny. Kenny Hess was a soldier who was killed in the Iraqi war. Another brave American boy done gone. Though I never knew him, I know him now. He's buried on a hillside near my home. Was his mama's little boy, his daddy's only son, who left behind a child of his own. And every time I see the flag that flies over Kenny's grave, I say thank you for your service and the sacrifice you made. Wanted to be a soldier ever since he was young, to serve his country with honor and pride, taking a war on terror to that foreign land to keep us safe. Kenny gave his life. It's not whether we disagree with the war or whether we approve. Kenny Hess was just doing what his country asked him to do. Was his mama's little boy, his daddy's hero son, who left behind a child of his own. And every time I see the flag that flies over Kenny's grave, I say thank you for your service, the sacrifice you made. Wow. Nice, Julian. Wow, awesome. That over there on the fiddle, that's Mr. Julian Pinelli. He is a student at the Berklee School of Music up in Boston, but he's from Asheville, and we're so proud he's with us here tonight. Woo! All right, I'm gonna almost save the best for last. Over here on the mandolin, I always tell stories on him. I should tell a story on myself. All right, a story on myself real quick. We were going to Carowinds one time, my wife and our boys and another family, and I had a shirt on, it was wrinkled. Dave, this is true, so don't feel so bad. I ironed my shirt while I was still wearing it. And I have a little white scar right here on my belly. And my son, my oldest son especially, in all these years, he's 33 years old. He never let me forget that. Every now and again, he remembered, you ironed your shirt lately? Anyway, all right, so that's... Dave and I were the two of the original members of the original Buncombe Turnpike way back in the dark ages, back a long time ago. Oh! And we opened up for David Holt one time over there at Chimney Rock. And we were out there outside in the yard there near the bathrooms, jamming a little bit, warming up before the show. And everybody decided to go to the bathroom before we got on stage. Well, we went in the bathroom, and the inside of the bathroom was painted with a nature scene. There were clouds, there were trees, there were deer, there were hawks in the sky. Wow, we were looking around. So I washed my hands and came out there and went back out there and got my bass, and the rest of us are standing there waiting. And Dave, after about 5 minutes, comes out there, I couldn't find the door.
They painted it into the scenery as well.
They painted the handle of the door and everything, and it just looked like it was all, I couldn't find the door.
It's a true story.
Woo! All right, Dave's going to sing you a traditional tune here, one called Big Spike Hammer.
It's busting my side. I've done all I can do to keep that woman. Still, she's not satisfied. Hey, hey, tell me, why do you treat me this way? Hey, hey, tell me, I'll get even someday. Johnson is my name, and this hammer that I swing for $1.50 a day, it's all for my little babe. Hey, hey, little babe, why do you treat me this way? Hey, hey, little babe, I'll get even someday. There's still a lot of things I'd like to see, but this hammer that I swing for the woman that I love, everyone's gonna be the death of me. Hey, hey, tell me, why do you treat me this way? Hey, hey, tell me, I'll get even someday.
Otherwise known as Leather Lungs. We do call him the Dolly Parton of the group. He got big lungs. Big lungs. All right. Knock yourself out there. After you, sir. Boy, don't you just hate getting a mustache hair caught in a harmonica? Whew. Come and listen, ye fellers, so young and so fine, and seek not your fortune way down in the mine. It'll form as a habit and seep in your soul to the stream of your blood flow as black as the coal. Where it's dark as a dungeon, damp as the dew, where the danger is double, pleasures are few, where the rain never falls, sun never shines, as dark as a dungeon, way down in the mine. There's many a man I've known in my day who lived just to labor their whole lives away, like a fiend with his dope, a drunkard his wine, a man will have lustful the lure of the mind, where it's dark as a dungeon, damp as the dew, where the danger is double, pleasures are few, where the rain never falls, sun never shines, as dark as a dungeon, way down in the mine. I hope when I'm gone and the ages shall roll, my body will blacken and turn into coal. Then I'll look from the door of my heavenly home and pity the miner digging my bones, where it's dark as a dungeon, damp as the dew, where the danger is double, pleasures are few, where the rain never falls and the sun never shines. Thank you so much. I mentioned all my friends from Tumbling Waters because, well, we love all those folks down there. Carolyn and Joe down there, They're just awesome people and salt of the earth, awesome people. Very blessed, and we're blessed to know them. But there's a resident down there. I hope a lot of y'all know Mr. Roy. Mr. Roy's volunteered here a lot, and he's not here now. He's in Florida, and his health is not what it once was, and hopefully he'll be back in action and be back up to tumbling waters before the year's out. I don't know what the status is, but I just remember last year when we were here, Mr. Roy requested a song, and we only get like 2 requests a year, so I remembered it.
Might do one of them.
And Mr. Roy was both of them, so. And it's kind of funny. Mr. Roy's a very sweet, nice little gentleman, but he wanted to hear this murder ballad that we wrote from a long time ago, and it's about a desperado running from the law, and so anyway, even though Mr. Roy's not here, I hope he gets the message that we're doing this song for him because we love Mr. Roy. And anyway, it's one we call "On the Run." Ain't got no life, for I'm on the run, one step ahead of the lawman's gun. I had a love, she became my wife. She wasn't true, so I took her life. Her lover there was the first to fall. I shot him twice, then I heard her call. And I turned to her with intent to kill. A third shot rang out, everything got still. Now I'm on the road, I don't make no friends. I'm on the road that ain't got no end. Got my freedom, but I ain't free, for the law and the devil are after me. My chestnut mare and a Colt 45 are my only companions, help me stay alive. For when the bounty man came a-sneaking around, I beat him to the draw, then I rode out of town. Now I'm on the road, I don't make no friends. I'm on the road that ain't got no end. Got my freedom, but I ain't free, for the law and the devil are after me. Not an hour goes by that my heart don't break. My grief and shame I cannot shake. Every river I cross, I think of jumping in and bringing this misery to an end. For I'm on the run, I don't make no friends. I'm on the road that ain't got no end. Freedom, but I ain't free, for the law and the devil are after me. Yes, I'm on the run, don't make no friends. I'm on the road that ain't got no end. Got my freedom, but I ain't free, for the law and the devil are after me. Yes, the law and the devil are after me. Woo. And just on a little side note on that song, There's a band. What's that little band over in Haywood County? What's their Balsam Range? No, that's it. Is that it? Got that big, sexy mandolin player? Yeah. That's it. Oh, Balsam Range. That's it. They recorded that song on the Trains I think it's a Trains I Miss record. So if y'all are here and you buy that record, just fast forward straight to track number 9. That's what it is. All right, Dave, you ready?
Sure.
All right, do you want to talk about this song? Or?
This is a song my daughter and I wrote last year. She wanted a Valentine's present for her husband. So we sat on the couch and she and I worked on the words and the melody, and this is what we come up with. It's titled When It's Real.
Faded to life so intertwined. You had your dreams, I had mine. But none of that mattered, cause we followed our hearts. The sum of us together is more than all the parts. Moon and the stars above us, oh, how they shine. That's how I feel whenever speed limits on love when it's real. When it's love, when it's real. Moon and the stars above us, oh, how they shine. That's how I feel whenever you put your hand in mine. And we're driving down life's highway. Love is better each and every day. Rev it up, rev it up. We got both hands on the wheel. No speed limits on love when it's real. When it's love, when it's real.
Right. Cool. All right, we're going to do another original tune. This is a tune written about a man who lived down in Rutherford County, and this was his name was Emmanuel Morton Carpenter, and his nickname was Old Man Moat. And I'm like, well, that's great because it's hard to rhyme Emmanuel Morton Carpenter, but you can rhyme the word moat. So anyway, this was back even before the war between the states, many years ago, and this man was a slave owner, and kind of ironically, he didn't like drinking. He didn't like alcohol, but he was a slave owner, which is kind of ironic to me. And I did a little research on this song or on the story, and it turns out this man, he committed a murder, and he had his slave with him, and the slave witnessed everything. And I asked a professor at Western Carolina University, was it a law that slaves couldn't testify against their owners? And he said, no, it's even better than that. In that time, no slave could testify against any white person. So he knew that he could do this, he could commit this crime and get away with it and not be prosecuted. So anyway, it's a new song, one called Old Man Moat. They left North Carolina for a better life. D.G. Harmon and Margaret, his wife, with all their belongings in an oxen car. Through the summer sun, the driving wind and rain, to Arkansas to Stecoah Valley. They settled in that new and distant land, but Harmon turned out to be a wicked man. He'd drink that moonshine whiskey, beat his poor wife down. North Carolina was too far away. She had no choice but to stay. Called Old Man Moat. He received a letter that she wrote, telling him the torture she had to endure. So he left for Arkansas right away, on horseback with a trusted slave. Even less for his no good son-in-law. One word they traveled when they reached Arkansas. Harmon disappeared without a trace. He's gone for good, was all Moat had to say. When they returned, nothing else was said, but everyone knew Harmon was dead. Many years after the old man passed away, the secret was told by the slave. Moat killed Harmon and left him in a cave.
We're ready.
It's hard to be a working man. I work when I should, with more and more bills to pay. Just don't do no good. You can't get much from a dollar, and a paycheck just don't last the way it should. Got them blue collar, you got no money blues. I can't get ahead, man, no matter what I do. I'm 3 steps from the poorhouse, got them blue collar blues. Try to keep up with the Joneses, I can barely pay my rent. Where's that hole in my pocket where all my money went? They said better times were down the road, but I wonder just where they all went. Got them blue collar, ain't got no money blues. I can't get ahead, man, no matter what I do. I'm 3 steps from the poorhouse, got them blue collar blues. They say the rats are winning, but I'm still in the race. Those folks that want my money, they're getting hard to face. I pray for inspiration and the Lord's amazing grace. Got them blue collar, ain't got no money blues. I can't get ahead, man, no matter what I do. I'm 3 steps from the poorhouse, got them blue collar blues. I'm 3 steps from the poorhouse, got them blue collar blues. Woo, thank you so much. It is. We're gonna go to A. All right. Well, this guy went to the vet with his little pet hamster who had unfortunately had passed away. And he walked in with his dead hamster and he says to the vet, he says, "You got to do something about this. Help me. It's my favorite pet." And the vet goes, "Man, that thing's dead." Says, "I'm sorry. I can't do anything about it." "Come on, Doc. You got to do something. You got to." I said, "Okay." So the doc leaves the room. He comes back. He's got this big old cat with him, big old tabby cat. And he puts that cat down on the table with the hamster. And that cat sniffs that little hamster and then jumps out and runs out of the room. "Come on, Doc, you got to do something." He said, "Okay, then." He goes back in out. He comes in there and he's got a big old black Labrador dog. Holds that hamster down there and that dog smelled of that hamster and went, "Mm-mm." Out the door he went. I said, "I'm it. That's it, buddy. I can't do anything for you." So he goes to pay the bill. The bill was $600. $600? What are you talking about? It's a dead hamster. He goes, "Well, I wasn't going to charge you till you ordered the lab work and CAT scans." Oh, boy. Woo. Oh, yeah. I like y'all. All right, who's going to kick this one?
I'll kick it off.
Bye-bye, potato patch. Hello, city life.
Trying to keep those weeds away. He said that tractor had to go down and I don't know about potato patch. Hello, city life.
Bye-bye, potato patch. Hello, city life. No more corn and mayonnaise now, Tuck City white. No more oat to us, sweet pea.
Must mean that must mean.
Bye-bye, potato patch. Hello, city life.
Well, she don't like cornbread or onions with the beans. Put her love together and it's the best you've ever seen. Come on, you like that stuff, throw away those overalls. Bye-bye, hello, city life.
Bye-bye, potato patch. Hello, city life. No more corn and mayonnaise now, Tuck City white. No more oat or sweet pea.
Must mean that must mean.
Bye-bye, potato patch. Hello, city life.
Get it, girl.
Bye-bye, potato patch. Hello, city life. No more corn and mayonnaise now, Tuck City white. No more oat or sweet pea.
Must mean that must mean.
Bye-bye, potato patch. Hello, city life. Well, bye-bye, potato patch. Hello, city life. Woo! David Hyatt. Ho, ho, Hyatt. All right, we need to do a gospel tune here, and so we're gonna do one that I wrote about my grandparents, Jay Weldon and Julie Harris. My grandmother passed away before I was born, and my granddaddy died when I was 10, so I got to know him pretty well, and he was a preacher. He was a really good man, and a real proud, hard-working mountain man, working till the day he died, just about. And anyway, this Bible verse, "Well done, thou good and faithful servant," is engraved on their stone up in, I guess it's up in Avery County, North Carolina. So, one called "Good and Faithful Servant." Grandmama loved the Lord with all of her soul. She prayed and read her Bible every day. When she passed away, family and friends gathered round to say their last goodbye. The preacher read from the Bible and had many things to say, but I won't forget the words he spoke when they laid her in her grave. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Well done for the faithful life you've lived. Your days on earth were spent in glory to the Lord, and now you've earned your reward. Granddaddy was a preacher, a proclaimer of the word, and a believer in the promises of God. So when Grandmama left us, he said we'll see her again if we follow the example that she lived. Now Granddad has been called away to God's promised land, and he and Grandmama are walking hand in hand. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Well done for the faithful life you've lived. Your days on earth were spent in glory to the Lord, and now you've earned your reward. Oh, now you've earned your reward. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. This fella had some sheep and his dog. It don't take much to entertain you, does it, Dave? And he had a sheepdog, and the dog come back up to the man. He'd been out on the farm working, and the dog came back up to the man, and he looks at him. He says, "I got all 40 sheep in the pen." The man looked down to his dog, and he says, "Well, that's crazy. I've only got 36 sheep." And the dog said, "I rounded up." We are going to do Bluegrass Train. All right, here's another new song, and this is an idea that I had about bluegrass music being, relatively new. I mean, actually, but bluegrass music being a train, like on a track and gaining momentum, and we see that every day with bands like Balsam Range winning all these awards and doing the great things they're doing. So I had this idea of bluegrass being on a train. So we named this song. Guess what we named it? Bluegrass Train. That's smart right there now. Anyway, here we go. Bluegrass Train. Can't be derailed, it won't be held back, 'cause that bluegrass train keeps rolling down the track. It started in Kentucky many years ago. The engineer of it all was a man named Bill Monroe. He built the engine and shoveled in the coal, laid down the track and away he did go. Bluegrass train is moving along. Round every bend is another brand new song. Can't be derailed, it won't be held back, 'cause that bluegrass train keeps rolling down the track. Sister Monroe was driving the train when along came a country boy from down Flint Hill way. Earl played that banjo like the world had never seen. He put some drive in that bluegrass machine. The bluegrass train is moving along. Round every bend is another brand new song. Can't be derailed, it won't be held back, 'cause that bluegrass train keeps rolling down the track. Can't be derailed, it won't be held back, 'cause that bluegrass train keeps rolling down the track. Oh, that bluegrass train keeps rolling down the track. Thank you so much. Woo! There was a feller went in to see the psychologist. You gonna laugh, Dave?
Oh, go ahead.
And he said, "Doc, I got this strange feeling that I'm turning into a German Shepherd." Doc said, "Oh my goodness, son, sit down." He said, "No, I'm not allowed on the furniture." Oh, you know how to make a banjo picker laugh on Monday? Tell him a joke on Friday. Oh! Sorry, George. I love you, George. All right, we're going to do a tune. It's the title track of this imaginary CD that we have out there somewhere. Anyway, we sold tens of hundreds. We are going to have this thing finished sometime, I promise. So, but anyway, this is the title track, and it's an idea about how mountain music is passed down from one generation to the next, and just like Daryl's parents and Dave's parents and Julian's parents and George's parents, and now he's passing it on to his daughters. And my mom did buy me a radio one time. She said, "I'm passing this radio on to you." So anyway, it's one call. They passed it down. Our ancestors long ago played their fiddles and their banjo, sound they brought from across the sea, started a musical legacy. Next generation came along, they took up the mountain song. Babies were born, and as they grew, they took up the music too. They pass it down to one another, mother and father, sister and brother, neighbor and kin, all gathered round, gave the blessing and passed it down. your song to me. Now the boy plays with a famous band, making music all over this land. And he has a son of his own, teaching that boy about timing and tone. Oh, how proud Granddaddy would be if he was only here to see. They pass it down to one another, mother and father, sister and brother, neighbor and kin, all gathered round, gave the blessing and passed it down. There's a wise man that says all the time, we gotta pass the music on down the line to the younger folks that are coming along. Keep our music going strong. If we played for years, what good have we done if we have not passed the music on? And honor those who have come before. Let the music play forevermore. They pass it down to one another, mother and father, sister and brother, neighbor and kin, all gathered round. They gave the blessing and passed it down. They gave the blessing and passed it down. Gave the blessing and passed it down.
Shucking the corn. Where did you get it out? Shucking the corn.
me that George Buckner couldn't stand in the middle of a railroad track and stop a freight train by that picking right there. A daggone 500-car coal truck train would just come screeching to a halt because he could knock them off the track with that. Woo! All right, we're going to do another original tune, one called Snowbound, about the blizzard of '93. Wintertime in the land of the sky, that old cold wind comes whipping around. What a surprise to wake up in the morning, see the snow has covered the ground. I turn to my lovely wife and say, we're not going anywhere today. The firewood's on the porch, the cupboard is full, for now all the roads are closed down. And we're snowbound, no one else around, just she and I in warm firelight. Let the snow fall, we don't care at all, we'll just stay at home and rekindle the fire. Put another log on the fire and turn that old radio on. Talk about times gone by and listen with hope to hear our song. I smile at her and she'll smile back at me, 'cause there's no place that we'd rather be. The glow from the fireplace warms us to the soul. It's no warmer than the feeling that we share. When we're snowbound, no one else around, just she and I in warm firelight. Let the snow fall, we don't care at all, we'll just stay at home and rekindle the fire. Snowbound, no one else around, just she and I in warm firelight. Let the snow fall, we don't care at all, we'll just stay at home and rekindle the fire. Let the snow fall, we don't care at all, we'll just stay at home and rekindle the fire. It is. All right, and guess what? We're going to do 2 love songs straight in a row. It's a miracle. It's a bluegrass miracle. Hey, but that one guy, he walked into the doctor, and he said, I think I'm turning into a frog. And the doc goes, well, how long have you been feeling that way? And he said, ever since I was a little tadpole. I love to make Daryl laugh. Daryl Earwood over here on the guitar, by the way. I forgot to introduce you. Woo! From Fairview, North Carolina. Daryl came to me with a melody a few months back, and he said, I've got this melody, and I went against my natural tendency to make it a drinking, killing, cheating song. And so we turned it into a love song. And I think we've played it out. I don't know if we've ever played it out yet. So we're going to try it on you tonight. See, it's one called Dream Come True. Woke up this morning and the sun was shining bright, reminding me of all the good things in my life. I thought about you and I broke into a grin. When I count my blessings, I know just where to begin. It's with you every time, always and forever on my mind. Where would I be without you? Living with you, darling, is a dream come true. Dream come true. There was a time when I was a lonely man, and now I can't believe how lucky I am to find someone who loves with all her heart. When I count my blessings, I know just where to start. It's with you every time, always and forever on my mind. Where would I be without you? Our life together is a dream come true. Dream come true. So blessed with many good things in my life, but most of all is when you became my wife. We've been best friends through thick and thin. When I count my blessings, I know just where to begin. It's with you every time, always and forever on my mind. Where would I be without you? Our life together is a dream come true. Dream come true. Dream come true. Dream come true. All right, thank you so much. Thank you for helping us do that out and be brave and do it. Woo! Man, this is such a great place. We really, really love it here and appreciate y'all being here. And we want to thank Jeremy for doing sound. I want to mention that. We're not quitting. We're not done yet, but Jeremy is a great guy. And we got here, Dave and I got here real early. And me and here, Dave and Julian got here real early and everything was already set up. And I think he got here like 5 o'clock this morning and did it because it was all ready when we got here. So anyway, Jeremy, we appreciate you. And I appreciate Isaiah too. He's a good youngin'. So and we appreciate Beth for inviting us back this year. And we know that this is a short list of bands. You know, it's in the summertime, and so we're very honored and privileged to be on that list this year. So thank y'all.
Thank you, buddy.
We're gonna do a traditional tune, one called "Love of the Mountains." 2 trees on the hillside of the mountain, always looking up towards the sky, remind me of my mama and my papa, who lived there 80 years before they died. There's a bright moon shining in the valley, that old wagon leans against a stack of hay. 2 graves on the hillside like cabin, my mom and dad are resting there today. the sizzle of the greenwood on the fireplace. Laurel branches down by the redbud tree. Laurel branches down by the creekside, rippling waters of the gentle stream. There's a bright moon shining in the valley. That old wagon leans against a stack of hay. Two graves on the hillside by cabin. My mom and dad are resting there today. Papa used to talk about the young day he and Mama first settled there. He spoke about the love of the mountains he and Mama shared together there. There's a bright moon shining in the valley. That old wagon leans against a stack of hay. Two graves on the hillside by cabin. My mom and dad are resting there today. Shining in the valley. That old wagon leans against a stack of hay. Two graves on the hillside by cabin. My mom and dad are resting there today. My mom and dad are resting there today. Thank you so much. Woo! Yeah, I grew up over in the Emmaus community in West Asheville, but over in the county. And I knew a man a long time ago. He said he's going to walk 5 miles a day, and that's been 20 years ago, and we don't know where he is. Woo! All right, we're going to do one by. Is this? Michael Martin Murphy. Yeah, Michael. I started to say John Michael Montgomery.
John Michael
I get confused with anybody who has 3 names. So, anyway, all right. She came to me, said she knew me, said she known me a long time, and she spoke of being in love with every mountain she had climbed. And she talked the trail she'd walked up far above the timberline. From that night on, I knew I'd write songs with Carolina in the pine. There's a new moon on the 14th, first quarter the 21st, and the full moon in the last week brings a fullness to this earth. There's no guesswork in the clockwork of the world's heart or mind. There are nights I only feel right with Carolina in the pines. rainbows on the window, and the wood stove smokes and glows. As the fire grows, we can warm our souls, watching rainbows in the cold. And we'll talk of trails we walked up far above the timberline. There are nights I only feel right with Carolina in mind. Thank you. I just love singing with you guys. That right there is my favorite tenor singer of all time, right there. I don't care who it is. Right there he is, David Hite. Woo! We're going to do a couple more for you, and then we're going to head on back over to We're going to head east. So here's one from November of 1964. Hey, Julian, have you ever heard of the Beatles?
I think so, maybe.
Well, here's one for you. Have you ever heard of an 8-track tape? You know what that is?
No.
No. I wish I could say no too, Julian.
Are we doing a Beatles song? A Beatles song. A Beatles song.
Baby's good to me, you know, she's happy as can be, you know, she says so. I'm in love with her and I feel fine. Baby's good to me, you know, she's happy as can be, you know, she says so. I'm in love with her and I feel fine. I'm so glad that she's my little girl. She's so glad she's telling all the world that her baby buys the things, you know, he buys her diamond rings, you know, she says so. She's in love with me and I feel fine. She's happy as can be, you know, she says so. I'm in love with her and I feel fine. I'm so glad that she's my little girl. She's so glad she's telling all the world that her baby buys the things, you know, he buys her diamond rings, you know, she says so. She's in love with me and I feel fine. Said so. I'm in love with her and I feel fine. I'm so glad that she's my little girl. She's so glad she's telling all the world that her baby buys the things, you know, he buys her diamond rings, you know, she says so. She's in love with me and I feel fine. She's in love with me and I feel fine. I'm in love with me and I feel fine. right, we're going to do one more for you. It's really been a blast. This is our highlight gig of the year, and we really appreciate y'all being here. And that's George Buckner over there on the banjo again. We call this man right over here, we call him Lightning. I'm going to tell you real quick why we call him Lightning. We were at the IBMA convention one time when it was over in Louisville, Kentucky, and we were stay out late and jam, and Darryl had a banjo and 2 guitars. And
maybe 3.
He had like an instrument under each arm, and he was carrying 2, and he was looking to trade or do something. But he had all these instruments, and we got to the hotel, and you have to put that card in to get in after hours.
And the light turns green.
Right, and the little light was red, and he put his instruments down, and he turned, and he got that card out, and he put that card in, and he pulled it out, and the light turned green. He put the card in his pocket, he picked up his instruments, turned back around, the light was red again.
They let me do this 3 times, and they were in there dying laughing.
We all had cards. We could have just went and let us all in, but no. So we stood there and watched, and he put those instruments back down, and he put that card in there. The light turned green, he turned back around, the light was red again.
Man, y'all are such good friends. Yeah, I'll tell you.
So we love you, Darryl. And so anyway, right then and there, he became Lightning Earwood. That's Darryl Lightning Earwood right there on there. And old David Hyde over here, I'll tell you what, he and I originally started the band years ago. He and I were 2 of the original members, and Dave, I swear, we made a couple CDs and we were doing real good, and then he had to go and quit the band, and he just couldn't get his priorities right. He had to get his 2 daughters raised, and dang it.
Got them both through college.
They both got through college, and he stayed married, and that's all great. And so after all these years, and Dave left the band, so a year and a half ago, David rejoined the band, and he was our guitar player. Now he's our mandolin player, and he's playing I'll just tell you real quick, he's playing a Doug Clark mandolin, which is a luthier, or is a mandolin builder called a luthier? I don't know. It's a guy named Doug Clark over in Haywood County.
He's a fancy
in fact,
carpenter.
Darren from Boston Range plays one of Doug's, or has one of Doug's, and I think he plays it.
He does.
But anyway, Dave's playing a hand-built mandolin by a craftsman over in Haywood County named Doug Clark. So anyway, David Ho-Ho Hyatt right here. And I don't know enough on Julian to tell any tales on him. Besides that, you got to be careful about them quiet types, because they're the one that'll cut your ear off with a fiddle bow out backstage. No, but I've known Julian a few years now, and Julian's whole family amazes me, because his whole family, his aunts, they all play fiddle. I went to I guess it was your mom's birthday party one time. Yeah. And we walked in. Julian was a lot younger then, and his little cousin was there, and his cousin was about this tall now, but he was a little bitty boy, and he went around the room and played every instrument. And I was about halfway considering playing, but when I saw a 10-year-old over there playing the bass better than me, I was like, wow. I'm going to go have me a cup of punch and some cake. And but anyway, it's Julian Pinelli over there on the fiddle, and we're just tickled to death to have him here. Thank you.
And everybody here in the middle, the man doing all the talking and telling all the good jokes. One of the writers of the band, couldn't do without him. Good man, farmer, school teacher, playwright. It's Mr. Tom Godleski.
Woo! Thank y'all. Thank y'all for coming out. There are stars in the southern sky, southward as you go. There is moonlight and moss in the trees, down the 7 bridges road. Now I have loved you like a baby, child, and I have loved you in a tame way, and I have loved you wild. Sometimes there's a part won't you turn from me and let go, running like a child from these water start down the seven bridges road.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There are stars in the southern sky, and if ever you decide you should go, there is a taste of time sweet as honey down the seven bridges road. Thank y'all, Buncombe Turnpike. We really, really, really appreciate y'all. Take care. Thank you.
Thank y'all very much. We couldn't find our way off the stage, so we're going to play another one.
We can't get out of here. Yes. Dave thought he was in the bathroom at Chimney Rock again. There was man, this is awesome. We really appreciate this.
And you call me Lightning? And
Lightning.
You can't even get up the curtain? Yeah.
No, all right, Lightning. Well, that fits you. All right, we're gonna do something silly. There's a man down in Madison County named A.J. Bridges, and he goes to the Zuma Coffee House every Thursday night. He used to go to the Depot, and he's a really good dancer. He is a real good mountain dancer, but one of his dance moves is this. And Chicken Man, that's exactly right. And somebody thought I'd written a song making fun of him. I'm like, oh no, I don't want to get I won't get whooped over a song. So anyway, we're going to try this one here. It's called The Chicken Man.
1, 2.
I got a cousin come from way up north just to visit for a while. Said he wanted to see some mountain culture and wanted me to be his guide. I took him down to Marshalltown to the old depot. 'Cause every Friday night they always have a mountain music show. When we got there, all the seats were full, so we leaned up against the wall. The band was good, the music was loud, a good time being had by all. But then my cousin turned to me, said, I can't be still no more. He got this crazy look in his eye and made a beeline for the dance floor. You'd have thought that boy was stomping out of fire the way he was jumping around. He looked like a bird just learning to fly with his arms flapping up and down. It was a blur of knees and elbows as he danced all over the place. I looked around the room, there was a smile on every face. So the dance floor crowd partied and started clapping along with the band. Gathered around in a circle just to watch my cousin dance. About that time the chicken man came a-walking through the door, and his eyes got big as dinner plates when he looked towards the dance floor. You see, the chicken man is the king of dancing at the depot in Marshalltown. I reckon he thought my cousin was there to take away his crown. The chicken man rolled up his sleeves and came over to join the fun. Said, I'll show you how to dance, you crazy son of a gun. You'd have thought them boys was stomping out of fire the way they were jumping around. A couple of birds just learning to fly with their arms flapping up and down. It was a blur of knees and elbows as they danced all over the place. I looked around the room, there was a smile on every face. So the chicken man yelled at my cousin, said, son, I can't be beat. Everybody clapped and cheered as they danced into the street. An impromptu competition, neither man would give in. Everybody clapped and cheered as they danced around the bend. It's been a week or two since I seen my cousin or the chicken man. I hear they've been dancing themselves all across this land. I just now told my buddy I ain't got no idea where they are. He said, I heard they've gone to Hollywood to be on Dancing with the Stars. And you'd have thought them boys was stomping out of fire the way they were jumping around. A couple of birds just learning to fly with their arms flapping up and down. It was a blur of knees and elbows as they danced all over the place. I looked around the room, there was a smile on every face. All right, thank you so much. Woo! Whoop, whoop, whoop. I tell you what. Oh, are you already tuned down? Yeah, he's already tuned. I tell you what, I have sometimes I get sleepy driving, but I tell you right now, I won't be sleepy going home today, tonight. I'll be wound up and ready to drive. So. All right, there maybe one last little joke. There were two babies up in the maternity ward up there in the hospital in Asheville. They were side by sides in their little bassinet things, and there was a little boy and a little girl. And the little boy, he looks over at that little girl and he said, I'm the boy. And she said, what? He said, I'm the boy and you're a girl. What? You're the boy. I'm the boy, you're the girl. What? And she says, well, how do you know that? And he raises up his little blanket and he says, look. And she cranes her little baby neck and said, what is it? And he said, blue booties. What were y'all thinking? Uh-huh. Blue booties, that's how you do it, I tell you. Woo! Thank y'all. Thank you. Take care. Woo!